What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul, your local South Florida realtor, and welcome back to Pints with Paul. I've got my pint of beer right here. I hope you've got one, and pull up a chair. We're just going to have a little fun tonight. So I'm bringing this live stream back. I'm going to try to do this every Thursday, and sometimes I'm going to have guests, and sometimes it's just going to be me sitting here talking to you about what it's like to live here in South Florida. We'll talk about real estate. We'll talk about what some of my favorite beers are, like this one called Keep It Crunchy Granola Stout from Amagang. That's a New York beer for all you Northeastern folks up there. Actually, it's a great brewery. They make some good stuff. But this is just going to be my way to talk to the people who follow the channel, have a little fun with you, and then I will be bringing guests on. So I'll have a lawyer coming on probably in a couple of weeks. That's going to come on. I'm sorry, I'm turning my phone down. I'm trying to watch this. I don't have a dual monitor set up yet. I need that. And so I'm trying to watch it on my cell phone, but the audio feedback is there. So I put that on so it's completely muted. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of have some fun. We'll talk about stuff, talk about things that are going on in South Florida, kind of give you guys a little, insight to why I love living here, why I call it paradise, and try to, bring you some helpful tips about real estate. But, you've seen the videos, that's what I do on a weekly basis. This is more just kind of a way to connect with y'all and have a little bit of fun. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's see. I got 2 of you watching right now. So welcome. I love it. I'm going to go see if I can get the comment section over here. I know that Dan Pruitt Jr. said, I'm ready for winter, Paul. I don't know if he's watching. He said he was going to try to watch. Dan, if you're watching, great. If you're not, it's being recorded and you can watch it back. So I appreciate the support. But hey, of course, check out my shirt. It's all about the beer, right? So I don't drink much. I don't drink a lot of liquor, but I do like a good craft beer. I just, I trust a guy I can have a beer with. But I have friends who drink good scotch. I trust them too. So, but yeah, so this is just going to be Pints with Paul, and I'm going to try to have as much fun as I can with this. Still trying to get you guys some, information, but, we know that a lot of you are thinking about moving to South Florida, whether it's for retirement, jobs, or just, different reasons. You're trying to get out of wherever it is you're at in the country. And even some of you across the ocean. I have some people over in Europe that have been reaching out to me, and, South Florida is a great place. So I'm going to talk to you, and I want you to interact, ask questions. So Enid said, I learned so much about Boca last year when I was deciding to leave Toronto for a full life here. Still watching you, even though I cannot buy but rent, but thank you. Great. Yeah. Well, Enid, thank you for coming on and leaving a comment, and thank you for watching. I really do. Can't tell you how much it means to me being a 56-year-old man making videos, and you guys watch me. Like, I'm at almost 3,600 subscribers. So, it's not the biggest channel, but I love the people I get to meet. And whether you buy from me or sell with me or not, I've made great connections with people, and it's a lot of fun. It's just a cool way to meet people. So I have a lot of fun doing it. And these live streams, I think, are going to be a fun way for us to kind of just sit back and, just BS, have a little fun. And but still, like I said, I am going to bring some people in here. So if you're watching it, you'll get some value out of it too, not just me drinking a beer and rambling. You could probably go down to any bar and see that guy. But yeah, it's a tough market. So yeah, real estate in 2022. What do y'all think about it? It is, it's bonkers. That's what I think about it. I'm dealing with clients that we looked at a property yesterday, and we were thinking, do we want to do it? And they just ultimately said they didn't want to do it after, thinking about the house and the price they were asking. Is it really worth that much? And then, if it doesn't appraise, how much are you going to come out of pocket? Because the sellers all want you to throw all those contingencies away. They want you to waive everything. And, that's risky for a lot of people. You get into a situation that doesn't appraise, and then you got to come out of pocket to cover that. That's, unless you're a cash buyer. But anyway, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of real estate right now. I know it's my channel's about, but this is more kind of a fun event, fun chat. So, but yeah, real estate it is still going to be a crazy year. So don't have any magical answers for where the properties are going to come from, where the inventory is going to come from. Yeah, we still have all these people moving to South Florida. and literally maybe a month's worth of supply, maybe 1.2 months worth of supply. So, and the median price right now for a single family home is up to $525,000. Yeah, that's just crazy. That's like the median price. So anyway, that's real estate. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that. But I will. I'm going to kind of try to work the screen here. So I'm going to try to share with you guys. And it's kind of weird without a dual monitor, which I'm going to get. It makes it a little difficult to see. But there's a lot of fun stuff coming up. So what I want to talk about right now is the weather. How's the weather where you guys are at? Who's in a cold place? Leave a comment. Where are you at? Where are you watching from? Because it's going to get down to 35 degrees in Palm Beach County, at least our area in Boynton Beach. It's going to be in like the mid 30s this weekend. Listen, guys, I wear flip-flops 99% of the time and shorts. I did wear some blue jeans this past week. 35 is cold. I mean, I was cold and it was like 45 and I'm like, what is going on? You know, I sit in this room and there's this big window off to the side and you know, I just had my t-shirt on and stuff in the house and I was like this. I had to put on my hoodie because I was so cold in the house. And I've been in Florida for 30 years. I'm not used to it. I'm like one of those iguanas. I mean, you may see Palm Beach's paw fall out of a tree because I get too cold. If you don't know, iguanas down here, when they get too cold, they literally fall out of the tree. Like they just fall over and they're not dead. They look dead. And then when it warms up, I guess they come back to life and they run again. So, but yeah, it's going to be cold. It's cold in paradise. So, but that's okay. It's only temporary. It's been a kind of an ugly week. It's been raining. It's just been kind of an ugly, dreary, gray kind of week, and a little bit of sun popped in, and then it went back to rain again. It's gray outside right now, but it'll get there. But it's still that paradise season. The weather a couple days ago was just gorgeous outside. I couldn't tell you. It's just amazing. Blue skies, cool 75 degrees, no humidity. So so this is the what I call paradise season. This is that time of the year where you want to be in South Florida. Whether you're moving here and going to live here, it's the favorite time for a lot of people. And I do like summer. I love fishing. I do like getting out and stuff, but it's just so hot in summer. And you guys know that from watching my videos. It's just brutal in the humidity. So I'd rather have this weather. But yeah, how cold is it? Rose wants to know how cold is it going to be? It is going to be cold, Rose. It's supposed to get to 35. So, and Oh, my buddy, my pal living in South Florida, Chris Igo. What's up, man? It's about to get cold over the next few days. Yes, it is, Chris. Us Florida boys, we're not used to that, man. So, but I'll still drink a cold beer. So we need to get a beer, Chris. We got to get a beer. We got to talk. So Chris is a fellow realtor and another YouTuber with a really cool channel. And he's a really good guy. So we've been talking and sharing info and stuff. So I appreciate it, Chris. You're a good man. So, but yeah, Rose, it's how cold? It's supposed to get into the 30s supposedly. So it's going to be a little bit chilly here in the South Florida marketplace. But that's temporary. And then, you know, it'll start getting back in and the weather will get nice. And, Flouching long johns. I know. It's like, lady, I got shorts. I'm barefoot right now. I got, shorts and a t-shirt and barefoot. What am I supposed to do in that kind of weather? But it's the time of the year that you just love to be down here. There's all the good things that are going on. There's so many festivals. The garlic festival is coming around here, and I believe it's going to be in Wellington this year. They used to have it in Delray Beach for many, many years, right on Atlantic Avenue. And then it was Lake Worth. I think it's out in Wellington now. And it's Garlic Fest, and then garlic ice cream and garlic steak and anything garlic. Bring some breath mints if you're going on a date, or maybe you guys like garlic breath. But it's a cool event, and they have stuff for the kids. And so that's just some of the stuff. So those are some of the things I was going to talk to you guys about. I actually have a page pulled up, and I was going to try to see if I'd share that with you. But it has a lot of different events. There's a lot of art events that go on. You have Mardi Gras, which is up in Palm Beach Gardens, and that's coming up. And well, let me just see. Let me give this a shot. I'm going to try and make this work, guys. I apologize. I'm still in a learning stage about how to share, but let's see. Make sure everything's Okay, let me get up here. Let's try to go to share. Let me see, share screen. Well, we're gonna give this a shot. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we'll see. Let's see, share screen, share, let's see. Yeah, doesn't look like it's working. Okay. Oh, it did pop up. Okay, hold on. I'm just seeing the time delay. Hey, look at that. The old man can figure something out. Okay, let's go back. Share, share screen, share, share, and I don't know if I'm supposed to share that or share. Well, it looks like I got rid of the page and I have to go back and find the page. All right, I'll figure it out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still learning this. I'll figure it out. But there's a lot of good events, coming up. So it's about 35 up here, Rose says, and the ladies will be in the ladies. Chris says the ladies will be wearing Uggs and scarves. Yes, they will be pulling out all the fur coats and everything in South Florida. All the people from up north, but there's a lot of events. So as I kind of got messed up there trying to share the screen, the Art Gras is a really cool event that they've been putting on in Jupiter for many years, and it's an art festival. It's a great outdoor event. You can go up there, all sorts of amazing artists and jewelry and stuff. It's just a really cool thing to do. And then coming up closer to the spring, they'll probably have, and again, I don't know because of with the pandemic and what's going on to cancel, but I know a lot of events are still happening. You'll have things like the Delray Affair, which is a really great event all along Delray Beach on Atlantic Avenue. And there's just hundreds of vendors and food. And it's just a really cool thing to get out. And the weather's perfect. Although in the past couple of years, the Delray Fair has been a little bit warm. So it tends to be in April. So I know it's been a little warm the last couple of times that I've gone to it. But just a lot of good events, things. It's that weather. You want to be outside. Matter of fact, I got to get on my bike and do some pedaling with Paul videos because the weather's so good right now. I won't have a heat stroke trying to make a video. So I'm going to go through a couple of neighborhoods and get on my bike again. So let me see, get some comments over here. The comments. So when you guys post these comments on here, sometimes I guess it takes a few seconds to show up. But let me see. All right. So I think we've caught up. So yeah. So that's just some of the different type of events that were coming up. And there's many more. So some of my favorite things to get out and do, if you guys like to do outdoor stuff, there's lots of great trails. So here in Boynton Beach, where I live, Chris and I actually live out here in the Boynton Beach area. And there's a place called Arthur R. Marshall Wildlife Refuge. And it's a really neat park. It's part of the Everglades system. And it's just out off State Road 7, which is just west in Boynton Beach. And you have Bednar's Farm, which is a family that had a farm out there for many years. So it's on the same road. So you can stop off at go to Arthur R. Marshall's, go down. It's like $22 for the year or $12 each time you want to go in. So it's just buy the yearly pass. It's worth it. And they got a little center in there, a center you can go in there and check everything out. And they got some sort of like fake stuff set up, like like a swamp and little buttons for the kids to press that make alligator noises and stuff. I did a video on it. It's an older video. It's not that good, but if you go watch it, I made a video about it. But it's just a neat place to go. And then my wife and I like to go out there and take a walk, because the trails are really nice, and it's that time of the year again where you're not going to die of heat out there. And you go walking, and she went out there last year and they saw deer. Sometimes you see an alligator. They're off in the distance. They're not like right there, but you are out in the Everglades, so you always want to watch where you're walking. It's just a neat place to go to. And then on your way back, you can stop off at Bednar's Farms. And any of the things I mentioned to you guys, you can reach out to me anytime through email or leave a message on my YouTube channel. And I'll be more than happy to get you a map, send you a link to any of these places, because as that's my purpose intent was to have that so I could show you in these live feeds, and I will learn how to do it. I promise. I'll learn how to do it and share it so you can see it. But if you want any of that information, I'll share it with you. But Bednar Farms is great. They have like a fall festival. It's great. When my son was little, you go out there and they have all the pumpkins and the hay rides, and they have like a petting zoo, and then they have all this produce that you can get. So it's just a really neat thing to go see. And on, like I said, when you come back from Arthur R. Marshall, it's on the same little road, so you can stop off there and get that. So those are fun things to do. Let me see some questions here. Rose, where is Delray located near Aventura? Okay, Rose, Aventura is south, down in actually Dade County. So Aventura is down close to Miami. It's north of Miami, on the east side, east of I-95 and over by the ocean. But it's down south past Fort Lauderdale and all that. So distance, I don't know, 40 miles, maybe something like that, maybe 30 miles. If you're down from Delray, I'd say it's probably 40 miles, maybe 50 miles down there. I don't know if it's quite that long. I'm always bad with how far I think a distance is, but yeah, it's down there in Broward. I haven't been there in a long time. It's a very nice, I believe, very affluent, like really nice upscale area. So hold on, I need a drink. I was talking, it's getting my mouth dry. By the way, sad news for my fellow beer drinkers and Due South. I may have mentioned this last time, but Due South was my favorite microbrewery. So I could talk about beer all night. But Due South was one of the first microbreweries that I ever went to. They opened in 2011 and they just closed. They just, due to whatever reasons, they went out of business. Great brewery, really good beer, super nice people. I used to host a lot of networking events there. As a realtor, I had these events called Brews and Business Networking, where I'd have people come out and just, card exchange, meet other people, and then support the local microbreweries, which I love doing because I like them and I want them to stay in business. So I brought people to their breweries. People had 2 or 3 beers. It helped the brewery, and it was just a lot of fun. And I'm going to slowly start doing that again. It's a fun event that I used to do, and I enjoy doing that as a realtor. But Due South closed. I was bummed. That's where I had a lot of events. I did toy drives for pediatric oncology support team, which is called POST, for children that are dealing with cancer. That was a lot of fun. We had like 3 carloads of toys and we went and dropped them off. I did food drives there during Thanksgiving. So it was a lot of fun. So I'm definitely going to get back into doing that and those kind of events and doing it. And there's more breweries. There's Novo, which is a smaller brewery, NOBO. You can look that one up. Steve and Tim are brothers own that. Super cool. Great it's a smaller brewery and they got some really unique beers. Some really strong 12% ones. And then there's Copper Point, which is also, it's called the Boynton Brewery District, and it's in Boynton Beach, just off I-95, up off High Ridge Road, and in between Hyperlux and Gateway, which I know those roads mean nothing to you if you're not from here, but you can always Google it. But it's Boynton Brewery District, and of course we had 3 microbreweries. Now we only have 2, Novo and Copper Point, and but both are good breweries. But then through South Florida, there's lots of other breweries to go to. Matthews in Lake Worth, and you can go to what is it? I can't think of it. The name of it now. It's something Monk down in Boca, but Barrel of Monks. I think it's Barrel of Monks. That's a really cool brewery there, and they make a lot of Belgian style beer. So a lot of neat breweries and places down here. And like I said, it's that they got the outdoor patio, so it's great. Get out and enjoy. But so lots of festivals, lots of things to do, and really it stays this way from like here until about April when it starts to get a little bit warmer, and then you'll end up going into May, and you feel it, you feel the humidity come back, and you can see the temperatures change a little bit, and it's not as comfortable. But I really wanted to show you guys more of those events. I'll have to try to see if I can pull that up. It's kind of bummed me out that I couldn't get that, but there's some other neat stuff that's coming around. Some other exciting news. If you've heard of it, we have a high-speed train here called the Bright Line. The Bright Line is a high-speed train that right now goes from West Palm Beach to Miami, and it stops in Fort Lauderdale, stops in Miami, but they're building they just started construction on a brand new one in Boca. So you'll be able to hop on this train and I don't know, $12, $15. I'm sure it's not that much. You can go down there and they have like regular class and sort of like first class, and one gets you like a private VIP area, and I think free drinks and stuff as far as like coffee. But you can get a beer and go down there. My wife and I went down to to Miami a couple of years ago. We took it to the South Beach. What is it? The food festival for the Food Channel. So it was like the Food Channel, and they had this big food event, and we went down there, and she had won tickets, and we went to this event and saw the famous people, the famous chefs, and it was cool. And I ate so much food and had so much food and drink that probably in 2 hours I was done. I couldn't eat another bite, and I couldn't drink another drink. I was just literally ready to pop. And we haven't even scratched the surface. There's so many great things and, to see and do. So if you ever get down there, it's not in Palm Beach County, it's down in Miami, but it's a fantastic event to go to. I think it's called the Food Network South Beach Food Festival or something. I'll look it back up. But you can take the Bright Line down there. So we got dropped off in West Palm, took the Bright Line down, enjoyed it, had a snack, had a drink, got into Miami, and then from Miami, you have to Uber all the way over to the beach, which that was a little bit of a drive from the train station. But eventually this train's going to run all the way up to, I think, Daytona or right around there, and then shoot across to Orlando. And then eventually it's going to end up in Tampa. So that's kind of cool. So you'll be able to go from West Palm to Orlando by train if you don't want to drive, or to Tampa. So that's going to be kind of a neat thing opening up. And they're working on that. I know they were testing it. Actually, there was a test run between West Palm and I think it's Cocoa Beach is where it was. That was about a week ago. So that's kind of neat. Let's see. What does this say? Let me pop this on. Are there any tours for intercoastal boat rides in Palm Beach seeing movie actor homes? Rose, I don't think so. There are cruises, like little tour boats that you can take out of Delray and West Palm Beach. They do have some boats that you can go on. I've actually never gone on one. I don't know that it does like Hollywood, sort of like this is where this famous person lives and all that. They may, if they know that they live there. Like Kevin James bought a house on the water in Delray Beach this past year. So from King of Queens. And so I think what else? Some Grown Ups. So he's hilarious. Love him. And so he has a house down here. So, but I don't think you wouldn't really be able to see his house unless you're out on the ocean. So the intercoastal going down that, I think they may just point out like mansions and stuff, but I don't know if there's any that do like a tour for movie stars and actors. Though I know we have quite a few of those people living down here. So lots of people have moved to the island of Palm Beach as of lately, and obviously South Florida in general, Boca, and just lots of places. A lot of famous people have moved to. So, all right. This is the hard part about doing these. Is like you gotta. So thank you, Rose, for helping me, keeping me going. Take another sip. You guys drinking anything? Is anybody having a beer, wine, cocktails? Those old famous. I used to love this. What is it? The little saying. It's the cocktail hour. At least for me, it is anyway. You're welcome, Rose. Thank you. Thank you for the questions and help keeping this live going. All right. So, yeah. So let me think about some other stuff. So, as I said, this is just going to be we'll try to get these a little bit more organized as we go. And, getting questions from you guys. Cheers, Rose. Getting questions from you guys really helps out quite a bit. So it's kind of fun. So some great places to go out and eat when you come down here. So I had drinks with two of my clients as of recently. One bought a condo and is actually living down here for the winter, has a winter place. My other client is still looking. We're trying to find him some properties, which I'm going to be out tomorrow trying to get him a property in Delray. But Two Georges is located right on the Intracoastal Waterway in Boynton Beach. It's a fun restaurant. It's the food, depending on who you ask, it's pretty good. So sometimes I've had good, sometimes I've had but it's more atmosphere. It's fun, good drinks, live music. You're right on the Intracoastal Waterway, so you get to you see all the boats go by and listen to the music. So that's a whole lot of fun. And then if you go up to Delray, there's Deck 84, which is always cool. It's also right on the Intracoastal Waterway. Nice restaurant, food, kind of a party, fun atmosphere, pretty neat place. A lot of people will go hang out there. And if you go back north, the opposite way up into Lantana, which usually there's not a whole lot to do in Lantana. It's kind of this small sort of fishing town, and it's right next to the Manalapan. And it's kind of funny. It's like one side's Lantana, and then you go across, and there's what used to be the Ritz-Carlton. Now I think it's called the O or the O, real high-end hotel. And then there's Manalapan Island. But right in that little town there is oh man, what is it? The Green. Oh, now I'm drawing a blank of it. What is that place called? Oh my God, my wife's probably going to kill me if she's watching. There's a really good restaurant there, and I was just going to mention it to you. Now I can't think of the name of it. It'll come back to me. Let me think of what that one is. Chris, bail me out if you're still watching. What's the name of the restaurant on the water in Lantana? I don't know if Chris is still there. So let me see. Hi, Paul. We wish we were there. Connecticut is cold. Is Delray? We love Rocco's Tacos. Yes, yes. Love Rocco's Tacos. Rocco's Tacos is fantastic. It is. They have the best fresh guacamole you can get. Really cool restaurant. Good food. Good margaritas. That is a lot of fun. Paul, I agree with you. We love going there. Either down in downtown West Palm when we're up there once in a while, but most of the time we go down to Delray Beach. So, all right, hold on a second. So it's going to drive me nuts that I can't remember. I'm 56. These things happen when you get older. I need to find the name of the restaurant because it's driving me nuts now. Hold on. Waterfront restaurant in Lantana. Old Key Lime House. There. Love technology. Thank you, Google. The old Key Lime House in Lantana is cool. And they've just built on it. It's like one of the oldest owned restaurants or something like that. If you look at the history in Florida, it's had some different owners, but like the history goes way back. And it's a cool place, and it's got music, and they've added onto it. And it's kind of like being down in the Keys, like Key West. It feels like that. And you're right on the water. They actually have a pontoon boat that they pulled in and docked. And the pontoon boat is for 18 and older. So they don't allow any kids there because it's a regular restaurant. But that little section is only for adults. So you can go over there and sit on the pontoon boat and have your drinks right there, but it's now part of the restaurant. So that's a really neat place. And then there's lots of neat restaurants as you go further up the way. So I said, there's a lot of neat places. I've lived 30 years, and we've been to all sorts of different restaurants and places around. And a lot of the waterfront restaurants, some of them are really good, some of them are okay, but it's about the atmosphere and just enjoying, just sitting down, having a beer with somebody, a drink, watching people go by in these beautiful boats. And man, there's just so many boats. But it's like I said, I was there with my client the last Saturday, and just boats after boat going by. It's just amazing how many people have these massive boats down here. But that's Florida. That's people want to live here for that. You got the beautiful waters and the warm Atlantic Ocean right there. So let me see. Rose, have you tried any restaurants in the Hollandale area? No, Rose. I've really and I heard there's a Jewish restaurant called Sage. There's some really good Jewish restaurants down here, some good delis. I know in Boynton there's a couple places. And I think there's one, I believe there's a really popular one here called Flackowitz Deli right here in West Boynton Beach. I think that's what's named. But no, I have not. I actually haven't really been down to, so that's 2 counties south of Palm Beach County. So there's Broward County, Dade County. I'm in Palm Beach County. So we're up here, and then Fort Lauderdale's in the middle, and then Hollandale and all that's down there. So although we did just go down there to Virginia Key this past weekend, so my son could go try out a new mountain bike trail. Well, it's new to him. I haven't really spent a lot of time down there. I did go down there for business in my younger years every once in a while, but that was just like downtown Miami to some of the high-rise buildings. And then, we would go to like 8th Street and stuff in there, and Little Havana, and get lunch at a really famous restaurant over there. And I'm actually going to do a food tour with my wife. I'm going to make a video about that. I want to do some more adventures outside of Palm Beach County for the channel. I want to do some videos like called day tripping. And I've done a few videos like that with my wife. And we'll just go somewhere that's like an hour or 2 hours away. So it's kind of cool, right? No hotel. You're just kind of going up there, have a little fun, and come back. And one of the things I want to do is go down to Miami and do a food tour through Little Havana. And I think it was like $60 a ticket. And you can go down there, and they take you, and you go to different restaurants, and they get to a place where they do cigar rolling, and they show you, how they do the cigar and all that. And they may even give you a cigar. You get one if that's your thing. And then you can have a mojito and have a little music, right? A little rum, have a little fun. Probably might need to do the Bright Line down there for that one, which we probably would. We probably would take the Bright Line, but go down there and have a little fun down there in Miami, and get a taste for some of the food. There is a lot of culture down here. I mean, it's different for everywhere, but there is a lot of culture down here, and a lot of things you can do and get out and have fun. And Miami, although a very crowded and busy city, it wouldn't be my taste to live there. It's fun to go visit. So it's like any place. Maybe go there for a day and have fun, or maybe even to stay at one of the fancy hotels in South Beach for a weekend and then come back. But we're going to try and go down there and do the food thing. I think that would be fun. I think it'd be a fun little video showing a different thing that you can do. And as I said, it's like an hour, maybe an hour and a half drive, and you're down there, and you can be checking out a different part of South Florida, a little mini adventure, as we like to call them. So, all right. I need another sip. I feel like I'm drinking alone. That's never fun. So, yeah, so there's a lot of neat places around to go to and see things that you can do and get down there. So a lot of good restaurants. And now the name Rascal House sounds familiar, Rose, but I never went there. So, but there's been a lot of neat places that have come and gone, but there's still some good restaurants. One of my favorite places in Delray, it was nothing fancy. It was a hamburger milkshake place. It was called Doc's. And it was right on the corner of Swinton Avenue and Atlantic, and it had been there since the 50s. And it was like Happy Days, if any of you are old enough to remember that, right? It was like a regular cool hamburger and shake place you go into. And although they didn't have people on roller skates or something, you couldn't drive up to it. But it was just a neat place. And, they had good burgers, good shakes. But unfortunately, I guess they just wanted to sell. They closed and sold it, and now it's just there. And they were going to do something with it, but I don't think the developer is. So it's kind of sad when you have places like that and they, old history to them, and places that kids remember going now that are adults and never going there when they're kids. And it's kind of gone. But I think that happens in every city. No matter where you're at, there's always time marches on. And, what one person thought was their favorite place, another person sees it as a good piece of land to put up a car wash or something. So it's fun. I don't agree with all of that. Even being a realtor, I don't always agree with seeing a lot of stuff, a lot of the modern homes being built on top of the really cute old Florida homes. I like the old mid-century and some of the Florida bungalow style homes. And, but hey, people have the money and they're coming down and saying, we'll buy it, we'll tear it, and we'll build something new and modern up. So that's just how it works. So whether you like it or not, but let me see, what do we got here? Paul, let me go with this. So Blue Anchor in Delray is really good too. Yeah, Blue Anchor is pretty cool. So the Blue Anchor, now Paul, do you know the history? Answer the question on this one. Do you know the history or what it's known for? Let's see if Paul answers this, and I'll put his answer up. Probably a little bit of a delay. We're gonna play Jeopardy, Paul. I'm gonna do the timer. Da na 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 na. Okay, yes, it is. It was from England, yes. And so the interesting thing about the Blue Anchor is that not only was it from England, but it was kept in a warehouse in New York or New Jersey all through the 80s until the current owner or someone bought it and brought it here. But history, bye Rose. Thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching and coming on. And be sure to come back next Thursday. The Blue Anchor is haunted. So apparently it's haunted. And they've said that it's a haunted place, and that so apparently it's set up there in storage in New York, and then they brought the facade of the place, so it looks like an old English pub. And but it's supposed to be stay warm. I will. Thank you, Rose. Thank you. Except this weekend I'll be freezing, so think of me then. But thanks. I will try to stay warm. Yeah. So it was a haunted bar, I guess, and all the way back to like Jack the Ripper days or something like that. So it's kind of interesting. I was reading about it. I was filming by there a couple weeks ago, and I decided I love history. So anytime I can read history about old buildings or buildings and places, I love little tidbits like that. it drives my wife nuts, but I'm the guy that will stop on the side of the road and go look and read a sign if she'll let me, just because I want to know what happened in that particular time in history. Like, there's nothing else there. It could be a cornfield, but they'll have a marker there, and something happened there that had that historical significance that was important. And I'll go and read it. Like, all the other cars are going by, but this idiot's the one like, "Ooh, what is this? And what happened here in 1723 or whatever?" So it's just, I like history. I think it's neat. It's fascinating to see stuff like that. So, all right. So I appreciate all you guys that have been sticking around watching. We're at 35 minutes, so that's really awesome of you. I'm trying to have some fun with this. As I said, there's no format to this. And I don't really want to talk real estate too much. There's really nothing to really talk about. I'm going to save that for another day. It's not even that important. So what David Letterman needs to do. We need stupid pet tricks, right? Let's see if we can do stupid pet tricks. Where's my dog? So, yeah. So I love history. There's a lot of neat history here. There's some history. So some great places to go see, since we're talking about state mini vacations or I'm trying to get my screen to pop back up so I can see it. I'm trying to watch myself, which is weird, but for little day trips. So there's Vizcaya down in Miami, which is a really neat museum. It's built in 1926, I believe. It's just amazing on the Biscayne Bay museum that you can go check out down there in Miami. So that's a really, really neat thing to see. Let me see. Is the real estate? Oh, we do have some questions. The real estate market in Florida going to stabilize anytime soon? How's the mountain? Try to teach your son to Walker. Thank you. Welcome, Walker. Let me see. All right. So Paul, it's real estate market in Florida. All right. So I'll go ahead and jump back to real estate. So, we don't know. I mean, really, when you look at it, we have all these people moving here, but we only have so many homes to sell. Where are we going to magically make the homes appear out of, right? I mean, it's really, I know it sounds like maybe being a smart ass. I'm not trying to be, but where did the homes come from to put all these people in? And if there's only so many homes and there's so many more people in, right, it's always going to be supply and demand. And I haven't seen it change at all since last year. This year, it hasn't changed. Sure, it may slow down a little, maybe, whatever, I won't say the word, but the pandemic slows things down because there's whatever going on. That may slow a little bit. Maybe interest rates change. We know that's supposed to have some effect and stuff, but there's always somebody that has money and they're willing to come down and buy it. And that's kind of keeps these prices like they're like, just like yesterday. My buyers didn't want to jump in on this property, but someone will. And they actually already did have an offer on it, and they'll pay, they'll waive appraisal contingency. So, and people say, what about new construction? Well, new construction costs you like $500,000 if you're lucky. I mean, in Palm Beach County, really, I can't think of too many places where you can find a single family home for less than $600,000. And that's starting and probably the bare minimum. And then it goes from there. Now, I haven't looked. I need to go back and see what new projects, but I know GL Homes just got a big tract of land out in West Boca. And they're going to be building a new project out there, but I mean, their communities, just almost all like what is it? Just Seven Bridges and some of the other properties. I can't think of the names of the properties off the top of my head, but some of their communities are just really high end and start at 6, but end up being like 7 to $1 million. So I don't know where we're going to get the homes from, because you got to have enough homes for all the people to kind of lower the prices, right? If there's less home, more, it equals out a little bit like it used to be, but right now it's still a crazy market. So I don't know. I talk about that every day. It drives me nuts because I really, as an agent, I've worked with a lot of teachers, and I've helped some policemen, and I love working with those people, and I like working with people, and these people aren't the ones that are making the millions of dollars a year, right? So I love working with the average people who, they also deserve a home, but they're priced out of the market right now. And how do you someone's making $35,000, $40,000 a year, how do you get them into a house when people are walking in and being like, oh, I'll pay $100,000 over asking price, and if it doesn't appraise, I have the $50,000 to do. So there's no answer right now, and it kind of, as you can tell, kind of frustrates me a little. So because there's a lot of people who really want to own right now and they can't, and I just don't know the solution to it. So I hope someone out there has an answer for it, because I'll be a busy man. There's a lot of people who would love to, go look right now, but they told me, Paul, we're just going to kind of hold off. So, but appreciate the question, Paul. Yeah, I hope it gets better for the whole country, not just here. I really do. I hope there's some way where you can get back to a little bit where I can take some buyers out and go, well, I like this house, but I also like this one and this one. And maybe there's some options, but everyone has a fair shot at it. And I don't mean by sellers losing either. Don't think I'm not thinking of sellers. I just think that it would be good to have both parties like, hey, they got a good deal on the sale. They got a good, on the buy, and a happy medium. That's how it was for many years. At least since I've been in the business. I wasn't in the business back in 2008 and stuff. So, but anyway, we'll see. Let's see. Walker, welcome. How was the mountain bike trail you took your son to? Well, I'm old, so I wasn't on it, but it's actually super cool. It's Virginia Key. Unfortunately, after a few rounds, he got a tire blew out, and now we know we need more pressure in his tire. So we took it to the bike shop. The guy said, yeah, you got to have more pressure. And he's just starting out. But it's a super cool trail. They have some real advanced trails there that I'm like, God, I hope he doesn't go on those, because it just like, I don't need a hospital bill. But it's a nice trail down there. It's a really good mountain bike trail. It's called Virginia Key. It's $30 to join for the year, and you can go back. It's really pretty. It's really cool. It's a great place. And then family can hang out. It's right on the water. You can see the big cruise ships off in the distance coming in to port. And there's Fisher Island off to the left, which is like where the rich and famous live. And so it's a really neat place. So yeah, if you ever get down there, it is super cool. So let's see. I have no idea what that is. And Virginia says, I'm back here in Virginia. The law by home is the same as Florida. Yeah. Sorry, just kind of reading this. Okay. The Virginia, the law by home, as is this the same with Florida. I'm not sure I understand your question, Rose, but again, if it's a legal question, I can't really answer it. I'm not a lawyer. So I don't know. But shoot me a message. You can find my information. Shoot me an email. Let me see. Where's up here? Banners. Let me see. Put this up here. Go back down here. Do this. Let's see. And you're welcome, Walker. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. What about Meisner Dog Park in Boca? Have you been there? No, I haven't been to the Meisner Dog Park. I've been to Del Rey, has a really good dog park. And I've been to Lake Worth. John Prince has a really good dog park. And that's really the only two that I've really gone to. Del Rey has a really good one. I don't get down to Boca too much because it's just further to drive, and there's other dog parks closer. But I'm sure it's really nice. If it's in Meisner, I'm sure it's nice. Everything around Meisner is pretty nice. It's a great Meisner, for those that don't know, is in Boca Raton. It's a really nice shopping center, really good restaurants. I was actually just there at a networking event the other night at Dubliners Irish Pub, and I was at a networking event there. And so it's a really cool place, and they go down there and they have a lot of nice, really high-end restaurants and fancy shops, and then they have the amphitheater. At least they did. I haven't seen anything done there lately. And then there's a really good museum. My wife will be proud. We're actually going down there. We're going down to the Mayans. There's I believe from Peru. There's a show down there from all some stuff that hasn't been out of Peru ever, like gold and treasures and really cool stuff that's coming from Peru, and it's never left the country. And it's actually going to be at the Boca Raton Museum of Art. So that's really neat. And we're actually going there to check that out. So that should be pretty cool. I told you I like history, so this one will be really kind of neat to take a look at. Let's see. Let me see. That the Astros I've lost all the money in Palm County and the rest of Florida, so I'm moving to South Carolina. Yeah, Asher, listen, I understand. It is hard to find affordable housing down here. I mean, if you're not making a certain amount of money, it can be really tough to rent, much less buying property, to trying to find a rental. And so some people are either moving north of Palm Beach County or to other places. Yeah, that's the same as California. People in California, it's like, it's amazing what $1 million buys there. It's like a shack. And so unfortunately people move to other states or, and get out of there. But I understand, and I feel for you. I know. I hear and wish you the best. South Carolina is beautiful. So if you ever need an agent in there, I actually know a couple great agents that are in the South Carolina market that I could refer you to. But yeah, so there's some other historical places that are really fun to go to. If you guys love history and you like to get out and you want to go do something fun, there's Whitehall, which is the Flagler Museum, Henry Morrison Flagler. That's over on the island of Palm Beach, and he pretty much made paradise. He made Palm Beach what it is. He came down here with the East Coast Railroad. He's part of the oil and gas up there. Has money in that, and he built the Florida East Coast Railroad going all the way down to Key West. And he built the Breakers Hotel. So he kind of basically created the whole, winter vacation in Palm Beach, and had all the people from the Northeast that want to come down here and enjoy this time of the year, right? The paradise weather. And so he pretty much built up, the island of Palm Beach. So he has this really big mansion there, and it's really cool to go see. It's unbelievable when you look at it and you just look at the amount of money that went into it at that day and time when they built it. If you can imagine what it would cost to do something like that now, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. This is beautiful, beautiful house. Mansion. So that's in Palm Beach. That's a really fun thing to go check out if you like doing stuff like that. And then there's like the North Museum of Art, which is a great museum. That's also in West Palm Beach. And then you've got some more museums down south, like the Frost Museum in Miami, which I haven't been to, but I definitely want to go check out. Fort Lauderdale has a nice museum. So, and there's a lot of neat little historical places that you can go check out. There's the Jupiter Lighthouse. That's always a great one up in Jupiter. Great day up there. You can go to a restaurant, Guana Bananas. I think that's how you say it, Guana Bananas. I think I got it right. It's a really good restaurant. It's on the water. It's a really cool place, and that's neat up there in Jupiter. And then they have the lighthouse, which is great. And then, of course, you can do fishing, and it's great. Lots of great stuff. So I've done a lot with Jupiter. I need to do some videos up there because it's a beautiful part of South Florida. It's a little bit on the high side to live. Jupiter and Juneau and those areas up there can be a little bit expensive. And it's not super developed. And I think they like it that way. But it's a beautiful place. And the beaches are big and wide, and the fishing is really good up there. So, yeah. So, man, I can't believe I've talked for 47 minutes, and I've got a friend that does this for 2 hours. But he has like a bunch of people that come on. So I'm just starting, so I got to put my time in. Maybe we'll get more questions. It makes it so much easier when people throw the questions at you, so you can kind of talk about some stuff. Palm Beach Gardens can be expensive. There's some places to find that aren't too terrible, but yeah, it depends on again, it all depends on what your budget is, Astro. But yeah, Palm Beach Gardens is but it's beautiful. Palm Beach Gardens is it's gorgeous up there. It's so well laid out. It's just the way they designed it, and everything's just really nice. The roads, the restaurants, just everything. They did a really good job with that. And it's really, really kind of neat. So let's see. The road. Hey, okay. Well, so talking about some overseas viewers. So what's up? From the Philippines, yes. Juan Bananas and the Square Grouper. Yes, I know he's trying to type that Square Grouper. We're in 5 o'clock somewhere music. Okay, so if any of y'all know It's 5 o'clock somewhere by Alan Jackson and Jimmy Buffett, it's a famous song. If you don't, go listen to it one day. It won't kill you. It's actually a really good song. If you don't like it, don't blame me. But cool song. It was filmed. Alan Jackson comes to South Florida quite a bit. I think he probably has some property up somewhere up there in one of the places. Big yacht, big fishing boat. At least he did. And he filmed this video. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere there at a place called the Square Grouper. Now, since we got 10 people on here, does anyone know what a Square Grouper is? I'm going to wait for a comment. We'll see who posts it. Dead silence. I'm waiting because there might be a delay. I know someone has to know what a Square Grouper is. All right. It's dead air is going to kill. But a Square Grouper is a bale of weed, or Bundle of pot floating in the water. There you go. So when the Coast Guard, when they find it, people gave a nickname. Is that a drunk fish? Paul. Square groupers, actually what the road east just said, and it is a bundle of floating marijuana. So they wrap it, and the drug dealers lose it or throw it out of the plane or whatever. And it's floating out there, and they call it a square grouper. So yeah, so that's the name of the bar. And it's a pretty neat bar now. No kids are allowed at this bar. There's nothing bad going on there. I mean, it's just they just don't want kids there. So just so you know, it's one thing about it. It's definitely adults only, but it's right on the water. Had a really good burger there, and then it's right there. You can see the boat. You're literally looking when you're sitting and looking at the water. The lighthouse is right across from you, and you can see the boats going by. And the water is really at the right time. It's really just so blue and clear and pretty. Like I said, Jupiter and Juno Beach is a fantastic area. So, yeah, man, Guana Bananas and Square Group are fun places. There's also a place called the Blue Hole. Is it called the Blue Hole? No, wait, Blue Point. I think it's called Blue Point that just opened, and it is a really neat restaurant. It's up on US 1 in Jupiter, and so it's off on the right-hand side, right? So you're by the water, and it's got a swimming pool inside of it, and then tables and everything else around. So if you want to go swimming, you can, and then all the rest of the tables sit out like sort of on the sand, right, looking at the water, and they have a stage for live music. We were there one time with my family for like lunch. So, you know, there was some music going on, but it was nice. It was a nice day. But I imagine at night it gets really active and stuff. So it's pretty neat. I love that. Is it a drunk fish? Thanks, Paul. That's probably what I would have said. I don't know. It's a square group or a drunk fish. So yeah, Jupiter's really neat. There's a lot of neat stuff up there. So Palm Beach County has a lot. It's a big county. So it's really spread out. And obviously most of the places I show you guys tend to be stuff that I favor. So it's going to be near the water. But, you know, we do have, and I haven't done anything out west yet, but there is Wellington and Royal Palm, Loxahatchee. If you like land, if you like raising animals, if you don't mind septic tanks and sometimes well water, there are places out there where you can get some homes. It's unincorporated. So it's also dirt roads. So the roads aren't, so you need like a truck. If you have a car and you don't want to get dirty, don't go live there because it's going to be filthy because it's just literally gravel roads. But it's in the western part of Palm Beach County. And then you got Royal Palm, which is nice. And then you have Wellington. And Wellington has the horse. You know, you got the polo and everything out there. And that's going on. That's also going on right now. So you have a lot of great events with the polo going on at this time of the year. And a lot of their big events will be going on like now through February, March. So I will try to share that link for you guys in the comment section or the community section on the YouTube on my channel. I'll take that little link that we had earlier and I'll share it somehow so you guys can see all the events that are going on. And it just goes to a website that's Discover the Palm Beaches, and it talked about stuff that's going on in February. But all the polo stuff is going on, and that's really, really cool. And then we went out there. This is really neat. So years ago, there was, now it's, of course, it's a community. It's a development. It used to be Gulfstream, and it was a polo field. Years ago, when it was a polo field, we went out to it, and they had a balloon festival where they had all the hot air balloons and kind of check them out, and they light them up at night, and it's really cool. And then you could also get in one, and it's tethered and go up a little bit. Well, in a couple of weeks, we're going up to Vero Beach, which is about an hour and a half north of us, and there's a balloon festival. And we're going to go up there with my mother-in-law, and we're going to go do that. And we're actually going to go to one of those. So I'm going to try to make a video of it because I think it looked really cool, especially at night when they light it up and everything, and the flame and all that. So that will be something. I'll try to do that and make a video, make a small day tripping video out of that. But again, lots of fun events that you can go to and see. So, all right, we got some questions. Walker, the best burger in Palm Beach County. Oh, man. Let me answer your first question. What about the new city, Westlake, that's getting popular? Yeah, I did a video on a 55 and older community out there in Westlake. And there's a video for that you can go take a look at. And then I haven't done the rest of the community for under 55, but I do want to get out there and make a video and show the homes out there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, so you're out, I think it's off Pratt Whitney Road, Walker. It's way out west, so there's lots of nothing still. They're building stuff around it, but there's still a lot of nothing. So you're gonna have to drive, like even from Westlake out there, that whole development, the planned community, you have to drive a little ways, not far, but probably 20 minutes to get to Wellington and get into like the mall. And you can go to the mall at Wellington Green and all the shops and everything. Wellington has everything off State Road 7. So it's like State Road 7 and Southern Boulevard. And Wellington has anything and everything you want, Lowe's, Home Depot, you name it. It's all there. It's super developed. But where Westlake is, it's still kind of being developed. So they are putting a new Publix, I believe, and there's some little shops and things that are being built out there. But it's a beautiful community. They have, I mean, oh man, I mean, if I was going back out and looking at a house with like a young, you know, if I like me and just have a young kid, they have this whole like sports activity park. They're like, first of all, if you go watch the video, you'll see I did a video on the 55 and older, but I show the swimming pool, which is part of the whole community. And they have the swimming pool. It's like a resort. I mean, you think you're like at Disneyland or something, and it's part of the community there. And the HOA is really not that bad. And then it had an ice cream shop and all sorts of stuff. So that's really cool. And then they have an action park with like a BMX bike trail and some other stuff. And all of that is built into the Westlake community. So it's really cool. I mean, you know, just lots of fun stuff for kids to do. This really nice pool. And they're actually building an adult pool that I saw that's coming probably this summer. They're actually building a pool that's just going to be for adults only too. So, and then outside of that community, there's a 55 and, or inside in its own separate section, there's a 55 and older community. And it's really nice. And it has a whole section with a whole fitness center that's being built and instructors and all sorts of stuff that you can do stuff. So it's really neat. They have a dog park there too, right next to the water park. They actually have a dog park that's part of that Westlake community. So it's a little bit further, but I'm trying to talk to people about if they're looking at new construction, that Westlake is really nice. So if you guys have any interest in that, reach out to me. I'll be happy to, I'll take you out there. We'll get registered. It's a really neat place. And again, you get in now, eventually it's going to develop because I just read a report that talked, I don't have it. I said it's all this stuff I was going to talk about. There's so little land left in Palm Beach County, and Broward County is even worse, that there's literally no more land left to go. You can't build in the Everglades unless they start like tearing down golf courses, which they've done in some places, but now golf is kind of coming back. So a lot of people decided they don't want to sell their golf courses. So, but yeah, so the Westlake's really neat. All right. So, and like I said, go watch my video if you see it. It's a luxury tour, West Palm Beach. You'll see it, kind of look through it, and there's some of the properties out there. All right. So the best burger in Palm Beach County. Wow. I don't know. And my wife just chimed in. I've never been there. Green Pharmacy. Where? Oh, the Green Owl? Oh, the Green Pharmacy. Oh, okay. So yeah, they do have a good burger. They have a good burger. There's a place. There's a cool pharmacy. It's funny you think of pharmacy. It's on the island of Palm Beach, and it's this pharmacy, and it's really neat because like you could be sitting next to a regular guy like me, and you could sit next to someone rich and famous and not even know unless you recognize them. But I mean, it's just this pharmacy, and they have shakes and burgers. And I did a video where I did a bike trail video with some friends of mine with another YouTube channel, Troy and Andrea's Little Adventures. They're friends of mine, and we did this fun video together over there. And then we went and had lunch over there, and it's called the Green, right? Green Pharmacy. You there? She's upstairs. But I think it's called the Green Pharmacy. But it's really it's kind of neat. So it's a cool place. So I'm trying to think, man. I like Doc's, but Doc's is gone. So like I said, Doc's had a good burger for just a basic burger. So, so yeah. All right, let me see. We've got some more questions here. I love this. Thank you guys. Murakami Japanese Gardens is beautiful in Delray. Are the cost of houses a little lower since it's located away from the water? Is it still high? Paul, it's still high. I mean, there's places like Boynton Beach are a little less expensive than Delray Beach. In Delray, certain places are a little less than Boca. It really depends on the neighborhood where you're looking. But obviously anything less, or not as close to the water and as convenient to downtown Delray is going to be less expensive. Anything that's near Atlantic Avenue, Lake Ida, Del Ida, tropical isles, any of those places which have like boat slips and they're right on the Intracoastal Waterway. Any of that stuff's going to be super expensive. anything that's close to the avenue is going to be super expensive because it's in walking distance. So yeah, I imagine you get a little bit further out west, it goes down a little bit, but not much. Back in the old days, yes, but now it's like there's a home available and it's like a swarm of people going to it. So let's see, the best place. Okay, so you're gonna let an old guy answer this question, Astro. The best place in Palm Beach County for young millennials. Well, if you're of age, and still even some that are out there that maybe not get into the bars but still go, is going to be Delray Beach, Atlantic Avenue. Tons of restaurants, live music, lots of fun, or downtown Datura Street in West Palm Beach. Now, Delray Beach doesn't have a lot of clubs, so it has a lot of restaurants that at a certain hour they'll put tables aside and they'll play music and they'll have a DJ and it's fun. Then they have places like Johnny Brown's that has live music, or the Tiki Bar, I think right on A1A, right by the beach, which is kind of cool. And it's like an outdoor beach bar. That's kind of a fun place. And then Honey's is where all the young people go. That's the actual only really, like, I would say, like sort of nightclub that is there on Atlantic Avenue. But the other choice is really just going up to West Palm Beach, and then there's not much north of that. So I know I see this question a lot in millennials moving here, and they're like, a lot of times they end up going to Fort Lauderdale to have fun, to go down there. There's definitely a lot more clubs and rooftop bars and stuff down there, but they're making some changes in downtown West Palm. They have a couple rooftop bars that are pretty cool, and stuff, and microbreweries and stuff like that. But in general, if you're 20 to 30, a lot of people go to like Fort Lauderdale and places like that and have a good time. But Delray is always crowded. Even in the summer, it's crowded. So good question. Thanks. Let's see. How's traffic these days for those living in West Delray, Point Beach, for those living out there wanting to drive to the beaches? I've been gone for 6 years. Seems the area has continued to grow. Yeah, man, it's definitely grown. So we live out in West. We live out in West, kind of Lake Worth, Point Beach, kind of sort of it's kind of like mixed. It's really weird. It's like annexed part of Lake Worth, way out here. And I like being closer to the beach where we used to live. So for us to get to the beach, 20 minutes maybe, it's not bad. It's not horrible. It's just not convenient. And I certainly can't ride my bike. Not that I could at the other place either. We used to live in Delray. Before my son was born, it was just me, my wife, and my older child. Angie and I used to ride to the beach on our beach cruisers. We would put on chairs on our back, a cooler, we'd get on our bikes, and we would ride to Delray Beach. And we would hang out, and then we'd go to Boston's for a cocktail afterwards, and then we'd come back home. And we loved it. It was fun. It was fun, but we had to move once the baby was coming and all that. We needed more space. So the traffic is still, the traffic's bad, brother. I'm not gonna lie, traffic has definitely gotten bad. In season right now, when everyone's down here, it can be hectic. So you got to plan for it, and if you know any back roads to kind of weave your way around heading east, you know what I mean. You lived here, maybe take some of the side roads and get there. But if you're gonna go, like if you're in season down here in Florida, if you guys are down here visiting or moving here between January and May, like trying to get to the beach, you got to get there early. Like if it's on A1A, the parking spaces get taken up real quick. And if you go to Gulfstream Beach, it's one of my favorite beaches. It's free to park for now. Please stay that way. It's going like that. And then there'll be a police officer out front saying you can't come in. So let's see. All right, Walker, Astro says cheeseburgers and more in Jupiter. I will have to check that out, Astros. I love a good cheeseburger. I mean, I am living in paradise. I know it's cheesy, but hey, I'm a Jimmy Buffett fan. What can I say? So let's see. Don't forget to talk about boating and boat shows. Great activity in winter. Yeah, you're right. The boat shows will be coming up. Obviously, the biggest boat show in Florida is the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. It's huge. I've never gone. It's just so big. It's so massive. I've never gone. I did a video, and you guys can see that, of the West Palm Beach one. That'll give you an idea. That was fun. And this last year was great when I went there. Funny enough, I met a YouTuber that does videos about yachts and all that. This British guy, the British boat guy. So he was kind of cool. We were on the same boat. And so I said, hey, be in my video. And he was like, oh, sure. But the West Palm Beach boat show is really cool. It's right on Flagler, right there in West Palm Beach. And it's a great event. And they have, everything from like small dinghies to multi-million-dollar yachts were there. So, and it's fun people watching too. It's like really cool. Like you kind of see the people like me walk around with shirts like this and hats, and then you'll see some people walking by with like really starched shirt, jacket, like really expensive shoes, and like, okay, they're not going to look at the little boat, are they? So they're going to the VIP boats. So yeah, thanks, man. That is a good event. And boating in South Florida, of course, if you're looking to boat in South Florida, it's endless. The Florida Keys, the Atlantic Ocean, it is the best boating in the world. And the warm water, the Gulf Stream is literally just offshore of West Palm Beach. So you can be in deep sea fishing literally minutes. I mean, like minutes. I can try that up in North South Carolina, place like that. You got a boat for like an hour to get out somewhere to get into the water. And here you just go right out and you're in some deep water, sailfish and grouper, snapper, anything. It's awesome. So I love fishing, by the way. If y'all don't know that about me, my wife, my son, we love fishing. I don't care if it's in the backyard for bass, if it's on a canal, if it's at the beach, if it's on a pier, I don't care. I absolutely love fishing because I'm outdoors. I'm enjoying what's beautiful about South Florida, and I'm fishing. I think it's fun. So yeah, I love it. So definitely check out some of the boat shows. And those will be coming up in March. That usually comes up, I think, in March, and I'll be sure to talk about that. I've been to Delray before. Yeah, Delray's nice. It's nice. It's not for everybody. And Ashley, yeah, it's cool. I mean, there's some places, Ashley, you just got to look around and find out where your tribe's at. You know what's your thing, but you know, there's some fun places to go check out. Lake Worth's kind of cool too. If you like Worth's a little more of a hippie, bohemian kind of vibe in downtown Lake Worth, and maybe you like that. And there's lots of live music, like there's IGOTS, and I don't know, Dave's Last Resort is still there, but there's some cool little places down there, and they usually have some live music going on right by the school. So the old school square. So yeah, Lake Worth's kind of got a cool vibe as well, sort of Key West. Let's see. Let me try to get this work. And then Lake Ida is a good road to take east, west, and go off. There you go. You know the back roads, man. So there's a really cool neighborhood just west of Delray Beach. I'm trying to think of the name of the neighborhood. It's just west of Delray. And oh man, I can't think of it, but it's no HOA, but you can have a golf cart, and so you can be out west. So he's kind of asking like, what's traffic like if you live a little bit west? You don't live in right downtown West Palm or West Delray Beach. So you can live in Sherwood Forest. That's it, Sherwood Forest. You can have a golf cart, and you can take some of the roads as long as it's not more than 45 miles an hour, and it's a street legal golf cart. You can ride your golf cart. So as long as it's street legal, don't go riding one if it's not. But you can take your golf cart all the way down these back roads and take it all the way to some of the other roads, end up at Swinton Boulevard, which is only 35 miles an hour, go down Swinton, turn on Atlantic Avenue, and you're on your golf cart. You don't have to drive your car, and then you can find a little place. So that's something that's really neat. I remember talking to people like that. It's like when you see people driving their golf carts around. So kind of fun, a lot of biking and all that. So wow. We made it an hour, and you guys stuck around, and I got 15 of y'all, and y'all, wow, thank you. I'm excited. I can't believe me rambling. My wife's like, who's going to listen to you talk for an hour? So thank you guys. So, well, I don't know. If you guys got any more questions, I'm free to answer any more questions. I love the feedback. I love you guys, putting some questions up here. So, and, I'll try to get it. As I said, I will try to be more organized with it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Like I said, these live feeds are just a way for me to kind of talk to you guys and not be on camera and where I'm editing and stopping. And it's just me talking to you and, get to know a little bit about why I love living here so much. It's expensive and all that stuff, but look at all the positives. I can be 2 hours and be in the Keys, the Florida Keys, which is like just magical. I can be down there for my wife and kid and be fishing in the Florida Keys that people like plan all year to go there on vacation. We can literally wake up in the morning, drive down there, have a blast, and come back home and call it a day. So you can't get me to think about living anywhere else. It's fun. I love it here. So see you around July. We'll look at some properties. Yes, sir. I look for it. We'll sweat together. I'll take you around to some of the breweries because we're going to need something to cool us off in July. You know that, man. It's going to be so hot. But for sure, I look forward to it. And I hope you're staying safe overseas and doing well over there. Let's see, Nick. Let me see. We got Nick. Welcome, Nick. Our oceanfront apartments actually renting for current astronomical listing prices. Nick, I just did a video about how to rent in Florida, and I went and used. I asked a realtor, "Can I use your rental? Do I have permission?" He goes, "Yeah, sure, yeah, you can use it." So I put it on the video, kind of promoting it. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo in East Delray, but south of Atlantic, so it wasn't in walking distance. You'd have to drive. It's south of Linton, which is even further south. It's $4,800 a month for a 3-bedroom, almost $5,000 a month for. I mean, I was just like, it was nice. It had all impact windows. It had a view of the pool. It was nice, but I just like 5,000. It's crazy. So yeah, if you get anything close to the ocean and it's really nice and it's modern and it's updated, yeah, the rents are going to be crazy, and it's going to be 3 times your first, last, and security. You're going to. Some will ask you, do you earn enough, income, like 3 times the rent sometimes. So yeah, the rental market here, unfortunately, because there's no homes and everyone's dealing with this issue of where do we live. If we sell our house and we can't find a house, then they have to rent and hope to find a house later. That's happening more and more. So the rental market's gotten a little crazy. And I heard stories of people going in. So just for example, if it's a $3,000 a month rent, people were going in and offering $3,500 to $4,000 just to secure it, just to win it. Some people were offering up 6 months to a year up front. Just we'll pay up front just to rent here, and like that's how do you compete against that? So, but at the same time, I did find rentals for 2 people last year. I don't do a lot of rentals, but one was a regular and one was a 55 and older, and I did find some rentals for them. Although the last one, the HOA, literally went like 34 days before they gave us the approval, like past the day that the lease was supposed to start. Luckily, the landlord let her in and said, you can go ahead and go in, but the HOA hadn't got the letter. Because if it's a place that has an HOA or a condo board, you can't rent it until you get a letter. You can't like officially move in until you have the letter. And the HOAs are supposed to only have 30 days to do that. But being that it was December and of course COVID and all stuff, whatever, it took a few extra days. So if you do rent, whether it's me or anywhere here in South Florida, and it's a private rental, it doesn't always go for apartment complexes, but like private rentals where like a landlord or an investment company, if it has an HOA or a condo board and you have to get approved from the HOA, do not wait to turn that application in. Turn it in as soon as possible. Don't forget anything. If there's a question and you think, do I need to answer this? The answer is probably yes. And if you don't know, call them before you hand it to them. Because if it's not complete, they'll literally look at it, but they may not call you for a couple of days and go, oh, it's not complete. And you've lost all that time. Meanwhile, your lease will say that you're supposed to move in on this day and you don't want to miss that day. So anyway, that's just to give you a little help on rentals. But let me see. You don't be asking, are you from Palm Beach, Florida? No, I'm not. I'm actually from Texas. I've been here 30 years, so thank you. Thanks, Paul. Learn more about real estate. Really great. Yeah, guys. And I will. Like I said, I got a real estate attorney who's going to come on, which is great because I want him to talk about things like escrow and, just answer questions that will help because I'm not a lawyer, even though the contract's pretty easy for us to do in Florida. So it's written and approved by lawyers. So our contracts in Florida, it's called as is. It's all pretty much fill in the blank without going into detail with it. But so it's approved by the Florida Real Estate Board and lawyers. But there's certain things that you still want to know. And where you're in New York or Jersey, certain areas where there's like a lawyer for everything, it isn't always the case here in Florida. Not that you can't hire one yourself, but it's just not the norm. So, but you can always get one. So yeah, we'll talk more about that. I'm going to be bringing him on. He's a great guy. And he's also an investor, and he'll talk to why he loves investing here in Florida. But and just answer some general questions. So, all right, guys, listen, I don't really have much more in the tank. I love talking to you, and I'm kind of having some fun doing this. This is really a blast doing it for an hour. Actually, it's a lot of fun, and it's off the cuff. So, the questions help drive it, and I'll try to think of more stuff to do, and things to come up with, and things to talk about and different things. And I'll work out how to share the screen. Blaming on me being an old guy, right? Boomer, can't figure it out. So, but, well, hey, I think that's about the run for the show tonight. I think that's all we can talk about. So I appreciate you guys. thank you so much for sticking around. I'm going to finish the rest of my beer and enjoy some time with my family. And I have a new video I just finished editing today. 55 and older communities in Boynton Beach. For those who asked, yes, I listened and I did make it. It's a pretty fun little video, and it talks about some different communities from the low end to the high end, with a special last property at the end. So you got to watch it all the way to the end. Stay to the end. Watch the whole video. And share my channel with anybody you know. Share it with anyone who you think would love to live in South Florida and just wants to get to know a realtor and what it's like. You know, not so much get to know me, but kind of get to know what it's like living down here. And share my channel with them. Tell them about me. I really appreciate it. So, all right. That's it. So cheers. You know, it's so funny drinking a beer and talking to you guys. It's like, hey, he's drinking a beer and he's talking to us. But all right, I'm going to get out of here and let me see where the little button is. Let me go up here. Let's find this. Got to find my banner. Where's it at? It's right here. All right. So until next Thursday, you guys enjoy and stay warm. And as always, when you're in the Palm Beaches, get out and enjoy paradise. See ya.